Welcome to Strip Cover Lit. I'm Adrian Fort.
And I'm Dalton Gentry.
What are we doing?
This is Variety Hour.
Variety Hour?
Variety Hour.
The third act.
Eventually, it's going to be like the ninth act. Everyone's going to be like, all right, the joke's over. It's not funny anymore.
Shakespearean. We go to 5.
And then we just find something new because nobody watched it anyway. It's okay.
Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, my. We should come up with bad sequels to the Variety Hour.
Oh.
Ooh. See, I'm a genius. I try.
I like it.
I try. What do you want to talk about this week, Adrian?
What are you reading?
Not Drown anymore.
Okay.
It's over. I'm reading a lot of short stories, though. Maybe that's just your influence, again, ruining me. But I've found that I'm going through a lot of literary journals, and I'm reading a lot of short stories. What's being published right now?
Well, short stories are where a lot of writers get their start, you know. Begs the question, what are you writing?
Surprisingly enough, and this was mentioned in our reader's review of Drown earlier this week, I've written quite a bit. I finished I guess we'd call it a flash fiction short story, small short story.
Which is 1,000 words or less of prose.
I haven't counted, but it's short. But I actually finished it, and I actually looked over it, and I'm like, that's okay. It's the first time I've ever read something, and I wasn't like, fire pit.
Rushing it.
Yeah, it surprised me.
Give it the Nabokov treatment.
I've also been writing poems on occasions. I know we talked about writing more poems.
Right.
So, yeah. More stuff.
Since the last Variety Hour, I have finished 11 first drafts of poems. I am not sure.
You monster.
What did that to me?
If you are curious, this week we are smoking the Alec Bradley The Lineage cigar. This was my choice and my attempt to make up for my Tatiana cigar that Adrian was not happy with.
He was not allowed back in the apartment.
So this is my key back into the apartment. So smoke along with us and join us. We're going to complain about things and talk about stuff that is not booktube related necessarily.
Is it really okay at this point, at this day and age, to encourage our viewers to smoke?
Considering 90% of our viewers are probably not old enough to buy cigars. No, kids, don't go buy cigars.
Let's talk about that real quick. Most of the country is battling to legalize marijuana. Here in Kansas City, the legal age to buy tobacco was pushed back from 18 to 21. How do you feel about that?
Was it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. No. I don't care. If you can avoid not smoking, don't smoke. Never start smoking. I think cigars are more of a social experience. I mean, some people I know smoke them daily, but that's kind of your choice.
I'm talking about the liberty behind the ideas here. Most of the country is battling to legalize marijuana.
Marijuana's going to be okay, but tobacco's not?
Right. We're pushing back the legal age in Kansas City for tobacco to 21. The argument's always made about alcohol.
Yep.
You can fight for your country and die, but you can't buy a beer.
Exactly.
And now it's a cigarette? You can fight for your country and die, but you can't buy a cigarette? You can pick the leader of the free world, but you can't buy a cigarette?
Knowing a lot of military men, former military men, a lot of them are smokers. A lot of them. And that's, honestly, if you're getting shot at, I can't imagine what that's like. I am not a military man. Support it. That's great. You're a better man than me.
Yeah.
But if you're getting shot at and you fear for your life daily, you deserve a smoke.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
I just don't understand it. Where does the impetus come from? Where a city says, you know what? We're moving forward as a country, but let's reel it back a little bit as the city.
It's because we're the old men of the internet, Adrian. Back in my day, cigars were good for you. That marijuana, though, that's just terrible. It's the new hip thing. It's like the internet.
The what?
The internet.
I don't get it.
Which, actually, very brief note, pointed out that you can officially tell people who are very young that you are older than the internet and blow their mind.
Oh. When did the internet come around?
I don't know. 90s? 80s?
Damn it, Dalton.
It was a good point. Leave me alone.
I'm older than a Nintendo.
So, speaking about smoking pot, Deadpool.
Well,
I think that's about as seamless as a transition as you can get. How do you feel about the Deadpool movie?
what a brilliant marketing campaign.
Brilliant.
I can't talk about the movie because obviously I haven't seen it, but I have a sneaking suspicion that all of the punchlines that we've seen in the trailers are absolutely not going to be the punchlines that are in the movie.
I'd hope so. Here's my fear. I love Ryan Reynolds. Big fan. Green Lantern was awful. Green Lantern was absolutely terrible.
Blade Trinity was not good.
But Deadpool.
X-Men Origins Wolverine was not good.
No. But Deadpool.
R.I.P.D. was not good.
I don't even know what that is, but
It was another comic book movie that had Ryan Reynolds in it. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm saying from what I'm excited for it.
And Jeff Bridges?
Sure.
Ryan Reynolds and Jeff Bridges?
More importantly, people who have no idea about Deadpool are excited about it. So that's
Yeah.
an exciting thing. I think we have to go see it. We have to go watch it.
We'll do a full movie review.
We should do a movie review because strip cover lit media,
Yeah.
we can seam into movie reviews.
We will also do album reviews, record reviews. Isn't that what hipsters do now? You play records?
I own a record player.
I bet you do, Dalton. How close is it to your hat rack? Why are you doing an evil hat rack?
Oh, I hate my life. Actually, I will occasionally go to thrift stores and try to find records that aren't, Christian inspirational albums, because that is prevalent.
What else would you do, Dalton? If it's on the hipster checklist, Dalton's done it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have a mustache.
A mustache?
A mustache. That's...
You would. You've contemplated it, haven't you?
I might have to grow one now. Like a little curly one,
Yeah.
just like points up at the edge. Salvador Dali, just straight up. That would be amazing. Okay. Now that my pride is broken, speaking of Deadpool,
Okay.
we're from Kansas City.
Yeah.
That's well known.
Okay.
Planet Comicon. Coming to Kansas City. Stan Lee's going to be there. And you won't take me.
I'm not a fan of people
I know you don't like people, but
in conventions.
you do a YouTube channel that focuses on literature.
Yeah.
We review comics, which is something not many people do.
No man is lonelier than the writer while he is writing but the suicide.
There is a convention. I'm just ignoring you at this point.
Okay, that's fine.
There is a
You
convention
do you.
down the street where the biggest name in comics is going to be there. Writers are going to be there. Readers are going to be there. And you won't take me because you don't agree with it.
I'm in the precarious position of having done conventions as a media member.
Okay.
I was on a local motorsport show in Kansas City for a while, and
I assume you just posed on the hood of cars.
yeah, in thongs.
Well, yeah.
Okay. 2 pieces.
Acceptable.
And it was awful. It is awful, 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 awful to do those things. Awful.
So why not give it another shot? Maybe it was a bad experience. This will be better.
Wow.
But yeah, if you don't want to, I mean, that's okay. I'll go by myself and hand out business cards.
I'll make it up to you somehow.
Talk about how my film partner isn't here. I can't refer to you as my partner anymore. I've made that mistake too many times.
In front of the internet.
You're welcome. What else do we talk about? Let's keep on the film bandwagon.
Go ahead.
Throwback to the original Variety Hour.
Dum dum dum.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay. What about him?
He didn't like The
Overrated.
Revenant.
He's overrated. I liked The Revenant. It was okay.
He's winning a lot of awards for The Revenant.
Wrong team is favored.
A lot of awards.
Tom Hardy was the best part of that movie. Tom Hardy was the most enjoyable part of that movie. Tom Hardy was the realest part of that movie.
I like Tom Hardy, but I also really like Leonardo DiCaprio. And you still haven't seen The Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay.
You have. I'm going to have to bring you a TV so you can actually watch that.
I don't want a TV, Dalton.
You can borrow it just to see the movie.
I don't know how to work a TV, Dalton.
It is worth it. Like, I'll try to procure like a VHS copy of The Wolf of Wall Street so you're comfortable with it. But I think it's absolutely necessary that you watch it because...
Is it in color?
It is in color. It's Technicolor. But it is so perfect for you.
What?
It is so perfect for you.
Why?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You can't. Don't.
Like, if Adrian
You don't
had,
even know me.
okay. If Adrian had unlimited money, you would be the worst person on the face of this earth.
Probably.
You need to see The Wolf of Wall Street.
Reminds me of a story of myself for this week. Do you know the difference between being kind and nice?
What is the difference between being kind and nice? Lay it on me. The philosophical reasoning.
Say you got junk in your nose, right?
Okay.
A nice person does not tell you because they do not want you to feel self-conscious about yourself.
Fair enough.
A kind person tells you so that you do not continue to make an ass out of
Do I
yourself.
have junk in my nose?
You got a lot of junk.
Oh, God. I figure that's what you're getting at.
I am not a nice person, but I am a very kind person. Might seem difficult.
Kind is what you need to hear.
Yeah. I'm slapping the face with it, maybe.
There you go.
Maybe too hard. But there is a local coffee house, which the hipsterist thing I do is I will write at a coffee house.
Which I, ironically enough, can't do. I've tried, it doesn't work for me.
Well, it's hard to take your typewriter in.
Shut up. I love my typewriter. Anyway.
So there's a local coffee house, and every time I go in there, for whatever reason, by all of the teeny boppers that work there, I am treated as if I am a rapist.
Go on.
I walk in, and everyone, as if I have done something wrong to someone. And I will order, and it will be very awkward from that point forward. So this was the last time I am going to, there's an independent coffee house about mid-North Oak. I will not name it, but I walk in. I stand there because normally at a coffee house, the barista lets you know when they are ready to take your order.
Yeah.
How can I help you? What can I make you? Something along these lines. I just get an awkward stare.
Okay.
By this teeny bopper. I say that, I'm old, she's probably mid-20s, I can't tell. And I say, so, can I get a coffee? And it is awkward, and she does not say anything, and she takes my card. And it's one of those places where, you sit down, they bring it to you. So she brings it out to me, and she sets it on the table, and I say, thank you. And she looks at me, turns around and walks away.
Is it just this one person specifically?
No!
Is this
It's everyone that works at that coffee house.
Have you considered the possibility that maybe they just took a picture of you and they're like, let's just mess with this guy? Like, this is the one that we don't like. Let's just see if we can get him to flip out.
They don't seem that intelligent.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Now, as a person who has been...
No, hold on.
Oh, carry on.
End of the story is, I got up and left. I took my stuff and I went home. And I left that coffee on the table.
Have you considered maybe that's why they're terrified of you?
No, that has never happened before. I always clean up after myself. I don't make a mess. I don't make eye contact with other patrons. I just sit there and I write. That's what I do.
Have you considered that's why they're afraid of you?
No, being quiet doesn't make you a rapist.
You're the guy with the notebook who's just writing in the corner, and every now and then you look up. And you look back down and just keep going.
Yeah, but I don't understand how. There's no way that I am the only person who goes there and writes. The problem is I'm the only writer that goes there. A lot of people fancy themselves a writer. They want to put on the fedora and go to the coffee house and take the typewriter. And
I hate you.
Dalton. So a lot of people are that way. Another problem. What it is, I think, is that I am a single man, and I can't do anything without someone thinking I'm trying to attack them.
Okay.
Anything.
I get that feeling during the videos quite a bit.
Shut up!
I've learned to stifle it. Oh, my heart's all aflutter. Anyway, having been to a coffee shop with you, I can attest you are not a creep. You're actually very polite. You usually hit on the barista, but that's...
I do not!
Yo, you do.
No!
Oh, we're going to set the house on fire.
It'll be all right.
It's appropriate, though. It's polite.
I am polite.
You're a very polite
say please
person.
and thank
You say please and thank you. You usually joke a little bit with them. I've never had an issue. Maybe we should go to this coffee house together.
I am not going back.
And see how it
I spent my last $5 there. A worthy investment.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry.
I'm angry.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. I'm kind of afraid to go out in public with you now.
Probably should be.
You might be that guy.
I am not that guy. I'm quiet guy.
Yeah.
I'm awkward guy.
That's the thing. I've never been able to go to a coffee shop and sit and read or sit and write by myself because maybe that's just, I'm the opposite of you. I have that weird social anxiety where I don't like to have people sit and watch me do things.
Who is sitting and watching you?
I don't know. But that's the thing. If I'm in the corner reading a book, I'm like, oh, somebody's going to look over and see me sitting in the corner reading, but that freaks me out. So I can't. I have to write at home. I read at home.
Okay, so there is one incredibly rude thing that I do when I go to coffee houses.
Okay.
Since I am always alone, there is always someone else who has 4 people with them.
Yes. You take up the big table?
No, I take whatever table is open.
Okay.
And everyone else can deal with it. I have to do that when I'm the guy that doesn't have a table, right? So it's awkward to write without a table as well. Very uncomfortable. So when there's a group of 5 people, even if every other table is empty, instead of taking a chair from an empty table, the person will come up to me, hey, can I have your chair?
Because they know.
And this is my answer.
And you wonder why everyone at the coffee shop is afraid of you.
Normally I don't have the cigar, it's not as intimidating.
I can just imagine it.
I just pull out a cigar.
You've gotten very comfortable with paying the fine of smoking in a non-smoking establishment.
Here's my 20. But yeah, I don't understand people asking you if they can borrow a chair. If there are other tables open. If this is the only other chair here, fine. Take it, pal. Whatever. But when I was living in St. Louis, it was terrible because of the coffee house I went to was always busy. So I played with a little bit because it's normally a couple, right? So if he asked if he could have the chair, I'd stare at her. If she asked if she could have the chair, I'd stare at him.
You're exemplifying why people are afraid of you.
This was in St. Louis.
They know,
They
Adrian.
didn't call ahead.
They're a tight-knit community of coffee shops. You're
Maybe.
probably on a list.
Would be the first list I've made. Is there coffee tube?
Is there
Like
coffee
book tube?
Can we invent coffee tube?
Let's.
We should.
We'll have our own tag.
We could just sit here and like furiously write and read and drink coffee and disregard the camera completely. And people will just assume that's the ambiance of a coffee shop.
I pretty much ignore the camera anyway. I don't look at the camera. I've noticed that.
I was a barista at one point in my life. Have I ever told you that?
No.
I did. I worked at a coffee shop.
Did you go by a phone name?
No.
A pseudonym?
I really don't want to tell you any more of the story. As soon as I blurt that out, I'm like, nope, you should have just shut up. No.
Check on the hipster box.
Small town that I come from, Cameron.
Well.
Population of 10,000, half of which are inmates. Open a coffee shop.
Opening another prison, aren't they?
No.
Oh.
We have 2. 2 is enough. They opened a coffee shop, and I worked there one summer before I went to college.
Yeah.
We maybe had 2 to 3 customers a day. I went in.
Sounds perfect.
I went in at 5 a.m. and I left at 5 p.m. And we served maybe 3 people.
Wow.
Needless to say, it didn't stay open long. But the owner of said coffee shop said, just, have at it. You're in here. Feel free to play around with some drinks. If you're thirsty, make yourself a cappuccino.
I'm fully expecting for there to be a Dalton. Was there a Dalton drink?
There was not
a Dalton.
There was not a Dalton. There was something called a black and white, which was like a combination of espresso, Oreos, milk. It's something somebody came up with one day and wanted it. It was amazing. Anyway, I'd come in, I'd get all the coffee going, get the beans, grind them up. Did everything by hand. Very nice. Did a good job. One guy would always come in, get his cup of regular Joe, which was a type of coffee we sold, and then I'd make a cup of coffee and I'd sleep on the couch until the door opened. That is my day.
Doesn't sound like a bad gig. Could have gotten some writing.
It was
in,
all
but you
right.
didn't.
I could have. No, at that point, I was more focused on sleeping on the couch than I was writing. Last week, actually. It's very interesting. But no, it was all right. But I understand the want to go to the coffee shop and write. I like the idea behind it, so I can get behind you there.
We have talked a lot about drown, on and off. And there's this, talking about places we've worked, there's this small quote from Drown. Whenever he felt weak, he'd take, basically, the part I'm getting at, enunciating the city names slowly, trying to copy the awful crunch sound that was English. I used to work on the Plaza down in Kansas City, and I worked at what was called the Discovery Channel store. It was basically a toy store. I worked at a toy store. I was not prepared for this going into it. I said the Discovery Channel store is going to be science things there. You know, I was recruited to be the assistant manager there from the job that I had previously, which I ended up working 7 days a week. It's bad times, 3 jobs. But there was a family came in one time, and I guess there was a symphony passing through Kansas City.
Okay.
And it was like, I think it was a violinist. I don't know what's in a symphony. And I don't do music either. But
okay. Sounds
he played some instrument, and he had his family, and he was from some Germanic-speaking country. I don't remember which one. Some Germania, maybe? Somewhere in there. Yeah.
He played the cello.
Probably. He had his daughter with him. And his daughter, to get back to that quote, was doing this. And, you know, what is she doing? And he said, oh, since we've been here, she's just been trying to speak English.
Okay.
T, S, and A were the sounds that you get from English. And it was just interesting to me to hear that, because, you know, when you fake speak Spanish, you put an O at the end of everything. When you fake speak German, you just
Well, you actually speak a little German, don't you?
Klein.
Okay. I speak French. Not well anymore. It's been like 3 or 4 years since I've had to even attempt to speak French.
Je ne sais pas.
But lived in France for a while. I understand that completely. Trying to speak someone's language and trying to make it sound correct, but not trying to be offensive while doing it, is impossible. And you do make terrible mistakes. One of our first times we were there, like the first night we were there, a significant other and I went to a coffee shop and went to have a coffee. The first night. And the guy serves it to me, he comes by, he asks how it is. I know very little French at this point, and I think I say something like, très bien. And he just stares at me, he's like, American. I'm like,
says it without an accent, American.
Oh, but the man actually kind enough gave me a little French grammar lesson.
Well.
So, you know, you say très bon, not très bien, not for this for this for that.
He was not being kind.
No, he was being kind. He wasn't being nice, but he was being kind. But no, it's you make those mistakes. And I think it's a learning process, so I can understand that.
I had a friend from another country, and one of the ways that I was trying to help her Americanize herself was we'd go out to different American restaurants, and she would ask me from time to time what my favorite restroom was. Just the wrong word. Just the wrong word.
Actually,
very close.
Because I went to class over there.
Very different
The hardest assignment we had was you had to write out a recipe from your country in French. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, American food? What do I get? It's
kill a cow.
It's meat, and you cook it on fire, and you get drunk when you eat it. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that is it.
Kill a cow, take the leg off. You ever been, hold on, before I segue into vegetarianism, you lived in France?
Yes.
Dalton, I've made fun of you for being a hipster. you are the OG of hipsters.
The OG.
You are original hipster.
He's the OH.
Yeah.
Don't mess with him.
He's an original hipster.
Vegetarianism. I was a vegetarian for a long time. I understand the concept behind it, but I like meat. So I don't know what else to say about that.
For about a month every year, I go vegetarian. I'm obviously doing something terribly wrong because I always feel drained and weak, and I gain weight because I just eat everything. I'm never full.
See, that's the thing. I was the complete opposite. I lost so much weight because I'd always open the fridge and be like, I don't want any of that. I'll just be hungry. So, it's what it is.
So I go vegetarian, not vegan. So
I couldn't do
there's
vegan.
a lot of junk that I could still eat.
You know, power to you. If you are vegetarian or vegan, you have some kind of discipline that I will never possess.
Yeah, and if you are vegan, you would like this guy on YouTube, Vegan Gains. Extremely radical in the fit tube, muscle tube, weightlifter tube corner of YouTube. Very funny, very direct, very in your face. Extremely entertaining.
A fun fact here, the reason I stopped being a vegetarian, the girl who I was seeing at the time, who happens to still be the woman that I am seeing now, got me a little drunk. We went out to a diner, and I ordered a salad.
Were you taken advantage of?
I was, because she ordered a bacon cheeseburger and just stared at me the whole time. And eventually she just puts the bacon on my plate. She's like, eat it. I'm like, no, I'm a vegetarian. She's like, just shut up and eat it.
Okay.
Get over it.
Okay. So the only thing more hipster than being a vegetarian without the conviction to be a vegetarian is bacon.
We're done here. This video has concluded.
No. So let us know. Have you ever been treated like a rapist?
Would you like to battle for my title of the OH original hipster? I was a hipster before they were hipster.
You were hipster before they were cool.
All right, let's go get a steak. That sounds good. I'd feel better about that.
Shut up, Dalton.
All right.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching another episode of Strip Cover Lit. It is part of our goal to bring you literature. Be that from the writer's perspective, the reader's perspective, be it from film, books, poetry, no matter what. That's part of our goal here.
The best of literature and writing almost every day of the week.
Right. So if you noticed something here that brought value to your writer's life, we'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button.
That really is what pushes us. I mean, we wake up every day, we're like, hey, how many people are actually following? How many people are watching? What can we do here? So make sure you're hitting the subscribe button. Join us every week, actually. Monday, we'll start your week off with a 6 list, get you back into your literary week. Tuesday, we'll hit you with our reader's review. Book review, pretty simple, easy, straightforward. We'll go back into another 6 list on Wednesday. Thursday, we do a little bit of something fun. We'll do challenges. We'll do tags.
Maybe
book hauls.
Maybe a makeup challenge.
A makeup challenge. We'll see what's coming. Friday, we'll hit you with a writer's quote of the week, get you through the weekend, make you think. Saturday, we'll hit a writer's workshop of the same book that we covered in the reader's review. And Sunday, we'll try to get our normal lives back in order to come right back on Monday.
So make sure not only that you hit the subscribe button, but that you follow us on Twitter at StripCoverLit, at StripCover.
At StripCover on Twitter. Because on Facebook, we're at StripCoverLit.
And on Instagram, we are...
On Instagram, we are StripCoverLit.
I don't have the internet.
I know you don't. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys, and we'll see you next time.